the Gaza Strip remains a tinderbox. A fragile ceasefire hangs by a thread as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pushes back against U.S. President Joe Biden's appeals for a more permanent resolution to the conflict. Netanyahu, facing intense pressure from his right-wing base, appears unwilling to make concessions that he believes would jeopardize Israel's security. Biden, in a phone call with the Israeli Prime Minister, urged him to accept a ceasefire that would pave the way for negotiations. Netanyahu, however, remained defiant, insisting that Israel would continue its military operations until Hamas, the militant group that controls Gaza, was completely disarmed. The international community has watched the latest escalation with growing alarm. The situation remains fluid, and the coming days will be crucial in determining whether a lasting peace can be achieved. At the heart of the current impasse lie fundamentally different visions of how to achieve peace between Israel and the Palestinians. The Biden administration stresses the need for a two-state solution with an independent Palestinian state alongside Israel. Netanyahu has been reluctant to embrace the two-state solution, arguing that the Palestinians have not proven themselves to be reliable partners for peace. Instead, he has favored a more incremental approach, focusing on improving economic conditions in the West Bank and Gaza while maintaining tight security control over the territories. This difference in approach has been a source of tension between the United States and Israel for decades. The Biden administration has sought to distance itself from the Trump administration's approach, but it has also been careful not to alienate Israel, a key ally in a volatile region. The administration has restored some aid to the Palestinians that was cut by the Trump administration, but it has also maintained close security ties with Israel. Netanyahu's calculations on Gaza are inextricably linked to the complex dynamics of Israeli domestic politics. Public opinion in Israel, particularly on matters of security, wields significant influence on government decisions. A significant portion of the Israeli population supports Netanyahu's hardline stance, arguing that Hamas is a terrorist organization that cannot be reasoned with. However, there is also a vocal minority in Israel that supports a more conciliatory approach, believing that a negotiated settlement is the only way to achieve a lasting peace. Netanyahu, a shrewd politician, is keenly aware of these competing pressures. He has long been adept at playing to the fears and anxieties of the Israeli public, particularly in times of crisis. His decision to reject Biden's ceasefire proposal, while risky, may be a calculated gamble aimed at consolidating his political base. The ongoing conflict in Gaza carries profound implications, not just for Israelis and Palestinians, but for the wider Middle East. A continuation of the current trajectory threatens to further destabilize an already volatile region. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza, already dire, will only worsen with each passing day. The conflict also risks spilling over into neighboring countries, which are already grappling with their own internal challenges. Conversely, a breakthrough in the peace process, however unlikely it may seem at present, would have far-reaching positive consequences. The Biden administration remains committed to pursuing a negotiated solution. The path to peace is fraught with obstacles, but the costs of continued conflict are simply too high to contemplate.